It's essential when stealing an ATM machine to make sure that you take your chain in your pickup truck. So, when a guy from Queensland, Australia decided to do just that, he had all the necessary equipment. Like any good citizen, he tied his chain to the rear of his stolen truck and made his merry way to innocently rob the ATM machine from a gas station. He turned up at the store, smashed his way through the glass door with the help of his trusty hammer, and made his way inside. He tied his chain to the ATM machine, and then it was simply time to go home and count his earnings. What the man didn't realize was that his chain had come unhooked and his vehicle wasn't connected to the machine. As a result, he drove away without any earnings.
That is so funny. Not funny because, like, don't do this, that's so rude, but that's so funny. Also, that's so dangerous because if that chain was connected, and clearly it wasn't connected very well, and it broke, that thing would have snapped back and could have hit him. Honestly, he should be glad that that one didn't work out for him.
It was the worst possible place to steal a bike. The entrance to the local police station. We think you already know what happened next. Almost immediately, a local officer left the building and, struck by such audacity, arrested the offender on the spot. Perhaps the thief thought that law enforcement officers would be too busy to notice him.
That quite literally exactly what this title suggested. Dumbest criminals caught on camera. Why would you? There's literally, especially right beside him, a thing that says police. Why would you do that? Why would you even attempt that? Silly goose. God. That would be, honestly, even in the middle of a crime, that would still be the most embarrassing accident ever. Like, you go home and you wouldn't even be thinking about the crime you just committed. You'd be like, oh my God, how could I mess up that bad in front of people? That's funny. Also, it's very clear which window you broke and which one you didn't. Hey, what is up, Top 10 fam? Today we are doing a reaction video. I know it's a little different than our regular thing, but we are here to look at the top 10 dumbest criminals who got caught. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's watch these videos. Why would you keep going? I mean, I guess you're already there, you're already in the middle of the crime, so like, are you just gonna give up after one? That would be no follow through, so I guess I understand why they kept going, but really? At what point? And why didn't you come prepared? Shouldn't you have known that? Shouldn't you have known that they don't just like let those things go? Crazy. Come on. Research your crimes before you do them.
Seems normal enough. Smiles, says hello to the jeweler, asks to try on a gold chain that's caught his eye. The store owner doesn't suspect a thing. He's completely unaware that he's about to be the victim of a completely hilarious crime. He must like the way it feels around his neck, because the next minute he flees through the door at fantastic speed. There's only one problem. He's locked in. This isn't the jeweler's first rodeo. He calmly asks for the chain back before calling the police.
You know what? Fair enough. I was at a place the other day at like a little convenience store grabbing some snacks, and this happened. Honestly, a gold chain is not equal to a convenience store, but I'm just saying, I've seen this. They're sneaky. You don't even know that they're doing it, and suddenly you can't get out. I also couldn't get out, but I wasn't the one stealing.
Here we have probably the most ridiculous crime in history. It all started like an ordinary burglary. A guy and a girl enter a regular grocery store, which looks like a mini market at a gas station. While the girl was waiting at the entrance, her companion paid for her purchase, 1 can of Pepsi. He used a stolen card, and his behavior caused suspicion among store owners. They promptly called the police, and the officers arrived quickly. A fight ensued, and while the police police were trying to subdue the guy, the girl ran away into the utility room and climbed higher, somewhere right above the ceiling of the store. Well, then you can see what happened. A lot of commotion for a single can of soda.
I was just about to say the same thing as that guy. All this over a can of Pepsi? Pepsi? Not even Coke? Pepsi? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Honestly, I was thinking like that's wild that the police were called over a can of Pepsi, but it's the fact that he was using a stolen card. I was like, oh yeah, that is something you call the police over. Forgot.
1. Choose to rob a vape store and place that probably carries very little cash. Step 2. Fumble and drop your gun at the lady behind the counter's feet to be instantly disarmed. Step 3. Attempt to climb over the glass display cabinet, leaving 2 immaculately placed handprints for the cops. Step 4. Run away in style with your pants falling down around your ankles.
These guys who break down these videos are doing an unbelievable job. I understand, like, she was probably so scared, and when you're in those moments, your brain just isn't working the same that it normally would. But I can't believe that she was like waiting for him to hop over the counter and didn't just grab that gun immediately. I mean, like, I also wouldn't want to touch the gun, but I certainly would want to make sure it's not in his hands. Jeez Louise. Oh man, that really was the world's worst criminal.
And inside the box that vanished was a $160,000 diamond. Morrison allegedly stuck it up his shirt and walked off with the stone, something that looks like this. Brett Taubman owns House of Diamonds.
Any single stone over $100,000 is an expensive stone.
According to police, Morrison didn't trade the monster rock for piles of cash, didn't play deal or no deal until he found the right partner. Instead, he swapped it for about $20 worth of marijuana.
No, I got a lot to unpack on this one. Why are we trusting UPS with a $160,000 diamond? Why are we shipping that? What do you mean? That's not something that you send in the mail. Also, $20, not enough. And I just like that that guy was like, yeah, anything over $100,000 is really expensive. Like the rest of us were like, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for letting us all know that. Mr. Jeweler, come on, we know.
Had a simple plan to get the till through the drive-through window. But try as he might, this was a case of a square peg and a round hole.
He had a fair attempt at it and he was quite determined to fit that cash register through the box. But yeah, I don't think anyone would have been successful in that attempt.
For nearly 2 minutes, he pulled, pushed, twisted and turned. Shocked staff watched on, at times hitting him to make him stop.
The workers are just standing there being like, what? Is this suddenly gonna work now? Do they do that on purpose? Maybe they do. Can anyone let me know? Cause that's kind of smart and something I never really realized before. Potentially because I'm not planning on trying to execute these crimes, so maybe that's why I've never realized. But that seems very smart of them. Huh.
This man, for example, tried to trick the insurance company with a simple performance clearly worthy of an Oscar. This story happened in the break room of the company, where the man was working at that time. Just look how gracefully he fell, pretending to slip on the ice from his drink. The man was lying on the floor until his colleagues found him, and then he demanded large insurance payments for treatment. The deception was revealed when his application was reviewed, and officers looked at the recordings from a hidden camera and saw this incredible scene.
Give that man an Oscar. What a performance. Wow, unbelievable. Just why? Just why? I mean, points for creativity. Well, I guess that wasn't really that creative, but still, Oscar.
Store owner was tired of getting broken into, so he decided to design a trap worthy of any Hollywood script. The would-be burglar is funneled into a room and trapped. Pick a door, any door, it doesn't matter, because none of them can be opened. As the door closes behind him, you get a real sense of his panic. No matter what he tries, he's trapped, just like a rat in a cage. He batters the doors for an hour, breaking his hammer in the process before police finally arrive.
Wow. I can't believe that somebody made that and it worked. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That deserves some kind of award, because that is, how many people robbed this guy to drive him to that point? That's a lot. He did a lot for that. He spent money on that. 100%. Wow. Good for him.
Thieves and criminals are often referred to as snakes, so the pair did their very best impression, slithering their way along the floor on a quest to empty out the register. After-work drinks on a Friday night would generally have you crawling out of the bar, not into one. The cops have dubbed these guys the Inchworm Bandits.
Why are they on the ground? Can someone explain to me what the thought process of why they're on the ground is? Like, do they think that like they won't be seen on the cameras or something like that? Is it like a motion detector thing? I really have no ability to explain why they're doing that other than the fact that it just looks silly.
It's not entirely clear whether this was an accident or a pre-planned operation, but for some reason, two offenders decided to rob a store stuffed with hidden cameras. Yes, you heard right. This store sells cameras only. And of course, in such a place, it would be stupid not to install a comprehensive surveillance system. The owners did just that. So the robbery was recorded from all possible angles by 17 cameras. You won't see footage this detailed even on TV.
Holy, that was dedication and planning again. You guys, how many people are robbing these stores? Also 17, that would be like a worst nightmare. You would go on the news, or you'd see the news after committing that crime, and there's literally full HD, better than the movies, your face just right there. Does anybody know this man? You'd be like, oh no, 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 no. Alright, that's all the videos we have for you guys today. We saw some people who clearly aren't just making the best choices. That's it, that's what we watched today. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. I love y'all so much. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I'll see you next time. Bye.